So I have this friend who I see every day at school, and we hang out for like half the day at school. Half of our classes we have together. And most of the time after school, he asks if he can come over and hang out, which usually means play video games or watch a movie. And when we first became friends, I would usually say yes, and we would come over, and he'd come over and we'd hang out and have a good time. But then, for example, I started making videos like these, and I had to use some of my time to make these videos. I had to use some of my time to write scripts, etc. And so I had to start saying no to him sometimes. And every single time he asks me, why don't you want to hang out? Why can't you hang out? And I've given him my reasons multiple times. It's usually the same reason. And it's that I have other things to do that are better for me, which aren't playing video games and watching movies like you want to do. And then he just tells me that that's not a good enough reason, that's not a good enough excuse. And I do get that he thinks what I'm doing is kind of stupid, and he probably kind of doesn't really want to do it. But I like doing this, and I want to do this. Sure, I'll let him come over and we'll play video games or watch a movie sometimes, but not every day or every other day. Maybe like once a week or less. That's still enough, right? Even when we're seeing each other, especially when we're seeing each other every day at school. And what I'm doing, my mission, my purpose, needs serious time put into it and serious energy put into it. And if I say yes to every single time he wants to hang out, if I say yes to every single distraction that I have from my goals, from my mission, that's just slowing me down. That's just keeping me stuck. And setting these kinds of boundaries with your friends, it's not selfish, it's respecting yourself and also respecting them in a way as well. Letting them use their time to do something similar to what you're doing to help to level themselves up while you're leveling yourself up. And saying no most of the time sends the message to everyone that you are serious about what you're doing and you care about what you're doing when you are not hanging out with them, when you are not doing things with them. And when you do this right, it actually strengthens your relationships and builds stronger bonds with everyone you know. And a true friend will respect your mission. And this friend, he somewhat respects my mission. He doesn't really care for it too much, but he somewhat respects it, and that's good. You should pick friends that align as much as possible with your values and goals. Even in high school, when you have limited options and everyone there might be garbage, but I'm sure there's got to be at least one person there that at least wants to change somewhat, and you get to choose your friends. So let's say you're a sponge. If you say yes to everything, you're a sponge to distractions, right? You soak up all those distractions and you're just full of everything. And if you say no, you wring out that sponge and you wring out all the distractions, and you can focus. You can focus on yourself, making yourself better. Yes, sometimes have a little bit of water, a little bit of distractions. It's good for you sometimes, but you have to know when to stop. Nowadays, people do not know when to stop. They just keep going and going and going. They have nothing else better to do. They're bored. But if I was like this full sponge, I would be gaming every day with my friends. I'd be falling behind. I would not be following my goal, my mission, my purpose. And I would be busy. I'd be hanging out with people. I'd be building relationships, but I would not be productive. I would eventually become overwhelmed with no real accomplishments other than relationships, I guess. And I care about my purpose, my mission, because it is so I can help everyone around me. It's like when you're on an airplane and the oxygen masks come down. It's never happened to me, hopefully it hasn't happened to you, but the oxygen masks come down. And you need to help yourself first. You need to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others put their oxygen masks on. That is what I am trying to do here. And again, if your friends are willing to grow, then keep them. But if they are not, then cut them off with respect. As I said before, my friend that I'm talking about is somewhat willing. So I'm helping him shift from, a good analogy can be winning in video games to actually winning in life. What's more fun? What's more fulfilling? Winning in a game or winning in life? This week, I want you to identify one person that is wasting your time unproductively, and politely decline the next time they ask you to hang out or the next invite to something. And use that time to push your mission forward, push your purpose forward. And if you don't have a mission or purpose, then use that time to figure it out or start figuring it out. And then at the end of the week, reflect on the momentum you've gained or started from this. By doing this, you're not just protecting your time, you're protecting your future and probably the future of others around you as well. So choose wisely. Pick the parties that you actually really want to go to. Pick the friends that you actually really want to hang out with. If you don't really want to do something that isn't productive, then hold off until you really want to do it. So don't scroll on your phone until you've done your work for the day. If you have any work, could be your 50 push-ups. Maybe you're just starting and you're doing push-ups every day. Do your push-ups and then you can scroll on your phone, fine. Or just remember that the path to heaven feels like hell and the path to hell feels like heaven. If you made it this far in the video, you would be a perfect warrior in our Discord server, which is linked in the description below. I love you, bro.